What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. This is now Tropical Storm Julia, guys. So yeah, we had Tropical Depression 13. Before that, we had Potential Tropical Cyclone 13. Now, in the last 24 hours, we've now seen a tropical storm move off the coast of Colombia right there. It is now moving through some very warm waters. It is moving through some very weak wind shear. So if this thing wants to intensify very quickly, it can. We're going to go ahead and show you the public advisory right here. Data from the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft indicate that maximum sustained winds are now at 40 miles per hour, which is why they issued this as tropical storm. Tropical storm force winds extend out 80 miles from the center. The pressure is 1,002 millibars according to the reconnaissance aircraft right there. So this thing is strengthening. It has a relatively low pressure for a tropical storm of this caliber, so keep this in mind. We have the cone right here. Hurricane warnings are now in effect for Providencia and the islands surrounding it, which is off the coast of Nicaragua right there. We now have a hurricane watch for most of the coast of Nicaragua and a little bit of Honduras right there. We have a tropical storm watch for northeastern Honduras right there. This thing is expected, according to the NHC right now, to make landfall as an 85 mile per hour Category 1 hurricane. However, considering the global sea temperatures, if we take a look at those, we're at 28 to 30 degrees Celsius throughout the part where it's going to be moving through. And considering the ocean heat content it's moving through, it does start to decrease a little bit as it approaches Nicaragua, but it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Right now, it's over OHC of around 100 to 125 kilojoules per centimeter right there. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. So yeah, right now where it is, if we take a look at this at the satellite, actually, let's go ahead and show you also the visible high res, just to show you what's been going on this morning. This thing looks a lot better, a lot more organized, and the convection is looking a lot better this morning than it was in the previous. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing starts strengthening at a very quick pace, and the IHC expects that to. It's expected to become a hurricane in the next 36 hours. So it's going to be strengthening at a very robust pace, probably around 20 to 25 miles per hour per day, according to the NHC. It could rapidly intensify at this rate, considering all that is going on. If this thing continues to organize, kind of take advantage of everything it's given. Also, the wind shear has pretty much decreased. All the wind shears to the east of it, there's pretty much no wind shear when it comes to this, and the air is quite moist for such tropical development to happen. So yeah, this thing could definitely rapidly intensify, but we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We're going to go ahead and show you the track models and then the intensity. The track models, as you can see right there, it's off the coast of Colombia. It's expected to make landfall in Nicaragua in the next 2 days, probably around 8 a.m. on Sunday. So everyone needs to keep that in mind, and considering how much faster this thing has organized than Bonnie did last time, we're looking at a considerably stronger storm than that. And it's going to be moving more toward the north, which would give it more time over water and potentially make things worse as this thing continues to strengthen. Intensity model is pretty interesting. Half of them has as a Category 1 hurricane approaching Nicaragua. The other half has it as a strong tropical storm. I think it's going to be a hurricane. My official Pat's Path Predictor estimate is going to be between 80 and 100 miles per hour. It's a little bit of a large range, I know, but we have to take into account it's moving over very warm waters. It is organizing very quickly, and the wind shear is incredibly weak right now. We're only looking at 5 to 10 knots. So that's pretty much what we're looking at. We also have some miles in the long term. Actually have this re-emerging in the Gulf of Mexico and potentially re-strengthening right there before potentially making another landfall in northeastern Mexico right there. Something to keep an eye on, but we'll have to pay attention to it as time continues to go on. We're going to go ahead and run some model runs now. We have the HMON, HWRF, and GFS to show you. We're going to go ahead and run the HMON first. The HMON actually has this hurricane making landfall, a little bit of a stronger storm, actually. As you can see, in the next 30 hours, it potentially strengthens already into a strong tropical storm or a weak hurricane right there. And then it moves through Providencia and the islands surrounding it as a high-end Category 1, and then continues to intensify, makes landfall as around high Category 2 strength right here, and then kind of starts weakening due to land interaction, moves through Central America, and kind of that's pretty much the last we will hear of that when it comes to that. The GFS is also pretty interesting right there. Let's go ahead and show you the GFS run. The GFS has this thing organizing potentially at hurricane strength in the next 30 hours right there. we're going to go ahead and continue this. The GFS actually has this thing. Making landfall as a high-end Category 1 hurricane, which isn't that surprising. That's the consensus at this time. And then it moves over land, it weakens due to land interaction. That's pretty much the last we will hear of that. The H-Wharf, though, is pretty interesting. The H-Wharf is usually the aggressive run of the models. The H-Wharf already has flight level winds of 73 knots, and it's already 7 a.m. That's not going to that's not happening right now, so it is a little too aggressive when it comes to that. So basically, the H-Wharf is calling for a hurricane in the next 18 hours. Kind of strengthens as it approaches Providencia. Over there, kind of reaches high-end Category 2 strength before making landfall around a pressure of a high 950 millibars system right there, and then it kind of moves through the Central America right there, weakens due to land interaction, and that's pretty much the last we will hear of that. So yeah, that's the model runs we have for you guys today. I will continue to update you guys as the situation develops. Tropical Storm Julia is continuing to organize. It is potentially going to start strengthening very soon, so we'll have to keep an eye on it as time continues to go on. This still has 2 days over water compared to Bonnie, where I had around like a day and a half. So it has definitely more time over water and potentially more time to strengthen. So we'll have to keep an eye on it for you guys as the situation develops. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out, helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.